Live from Johnny's Ice House West in Chicago, this is DePaul Hockey on the DePaul Hockey Network. I am Chris Dubiel here bringing you the action as the Blue Demons take on the Concordia University, Wisconsin Falcons for the second half of a home-and-home set between the two teams. It was an overtime loss for DePaul last night in Mequon, Wisconsin. This is a crazy game where DePaul erased a 3-1 deficit in the third period to tie the score at 3, fell behind again, tied the score at 4 late before ultimately falling in overtime. That was the first loss for DePaul of the season. They still have not lost in regulation through 5 contests. This is the 6th game of the season for DePaul, coming in at 4-0-1. And the 5th home game of the season. Concordia comes in at 2-0-1. This is their 4th game of the season and their 2nd road game, as they had a home-and-home against Wisconsin for their first 2 games, a 5-4 win and a 6-5 OT loss before getting their home win against DePaul 5-4 in OT last night. Starting lineups being announced, as we're going to see a goaltending matchup of Max Hetman taking on Austin Bartel. It was Kyle Teskowitz who was in the net last night, faced 60 shots. More on that in just a moment as we have our national anthem. Just about ready to go. Just about ready to go here at Johnny's West. I just mentioned right before the anthem that DePaul surrendered 60 shots on goal. Kyle Teskowitz stopping 55 of those in the overtime loss. The big star of last night's game was Chuck Emmy, who scored the hat trick, including the game-winning goal, had a shorty as well. And that made it back-to-back hat tricks, as he had a hat trick back on September 20th in the overtime loss at Wisconsin. So that's 6 goals in the last 2 games for Chuck Emmy. For DePaul, it was Michael Fortune staying hot. He has 12 goals in 5 games, including a pair of goals in the OT loss last night at Ozaki Ice Center. And it's going to be that familiar top line of Anthony Martirano with Michael Fortune and Josh Taylor up front. On defense, Louis DeJulio and Seth Platt. It is Castle, Wilderman, and Emmy up front for Concordia as we are underway here at Johnny's West. Starting on defense for Concordia, it's Judge and Almberg. In front of Austin Bartel, we mentioned a moment ago, Max Hetman in net for DePaul. His last time out had a shutout against St. Norbert in an 8-0 victory on the 19th. Long shot on goal. Bartel handles and holds for the whistle. DePaul in their black uniforms, red and blue stripes, red numbers. Concordia in white with blue equipment, blue and gray stripes, blue numbers on the back. As they win the draw, the Falcons shoot the puck out of the zone off the Karen. Wilderman chases after it. He's going to negate icing. Falcons have it in deep behind the DePaul net. Centering pass, chipped in front, and Hetman made a good save. Taylor going back the other way. Had the puck taken away from him. Almberg killed the play and got some help from Wilderman there. Wilderman fumbled the puck. DePaul able to keep it in here. Zimmerman trying a one-timer. Couldn't get it off. Long shot from Chayka, kicked aside by Bartel. Falcons get it out. Here's Emmy in one-on-one against Wonkel. Emmy walks in, backhander, and a save. Delayed call coming up. It's going to be against DePaul. They touch up, but the whistle sounds. I thought that was enough possession there for DePaul to get the whistle. It's a hooking call, so it's an early power play here for Concordia. And it looks like it's going to be Nick Zizas to the box for the hooking call. Just a minute 23 into this one, and it's a power play opportunity for the visitors. And apparently there's some confusion on who's going to be guilty of this penalty. Zizas was going to the box, but now is standing back over at the bench. And it's going to be Marco Chayka going to the box for the penalty. And it didn't seem right when Zizas was going to the penalty box, so it is Marco Chayka off. 2 minutes for hooking. And an early power play here for Concordia off the draw. It's played back to the point. They control it. Judge. Now it's across to McCarthy Clark. Fans on a pass. He walked that in like he was going to shoot it and then tried to pass it and just lost the handle. Now here's Andrew Mallett. He bobbles the puck. It rolls to the corner and cleared out of there by Garrick Smith, who's had a great start here for DePaul. 5 goals in 5 games for the Blue Demons. Now Verlinski trying to take the puck away. Smith is there in support. And that at least slows up the Concordia attack as they try to enter the zone. They'll regroup at center. Cicerello tried to dump it in. That's cut off by Platt. Hill cleared all the way down. And just about a minute has gone by on the penalty to Chayka as the Falcons move ahead for one more rush on the power play. Pass out of the reach of Wilderman. That's going to be an icing against Concordia. The always frustrating icing on the power play will allow DePaul to get some fresh penalty killers on the ice and an offensive zone draw here. Margarano and Fortune out there in front of DeJulio and Seth Platt. Concordia wins the faceoff, and they'll move it ahead. Pass misses Anderson, and that's another icing against Concordia. So the pass is just a little bit off the mark here for the Falcons. .240 gone by here in the first, no score. 43 seconds left on the power play here for Concordia. And the faceoff in their zone. Pushed to the boards. Picked up there by Castle. Castle able to get by Margarano. Shoots it around the boards. Comes out to the far point. Wilderman sauces across to Almberg. He shoots off the blocker of Hetman. He makes the save. Rebound goes all the way to the line, and it was kept in. Falcons on the attack once again. DeJulio knocks his man over and takes the puck away, sending it all the way down. It was played by a high stick, so this is going to take the faceoff all the way back down into the Concordia zone. And this is the way to kill a penalty. This is going to be the third offensive zone draw for DePaul as they kill this penalty. Down to 8 seconds left on the man advantage for Concordia as McMaster takes the draw and wins it. Platt chips it deep towards McMaster. He battles there. Pushed off the puck there as Corlett was able to use his body position to get it out. DePaul back to full strength. Meanwhile, here's Clark with a shot. A blocker saved by Hetman. Now board battle, far side. Held in. Long shot. Stick block there by Platt. He did it twice before Smith able to clear it all the way down. McMaster winning the race to get icing waved off. Now DePaul with a chance. Oh, that one off of McMaster in front and caromed wide. That was a dangerous scoring opportunity for the Demons. Morano back the other way, crisscrossing, he's offside. Whistle stops play with 15:52 left to go in the first period, no score. Concordia with the early power play did not get much going. And here's the draw. Visitors win it, and it's dumped in there by Olmberg. Puck in behind the DePaul net. Hayden Buens trying to cycle down low. It was picked off. Now Buens dumps it in. Hayden Buens, number 90 for Concordia. Played his high school hockey at York High School. Really good high school program. Went to the state championship in back-to-back seasons, 2023 and 2024. A heck of a run for the Dukes there. And they are represented here by Buens. Puck goes around the board. Zork trying to fight for that puck. Gets a little bit of help from Zizis, who's able to clear it to center. Now Almberg with it. Moved it ahead to Castle. Battling with DeJulio in the corner. DeJulio able to win the puck and move it to a teammate. Zimmerman now to Chayka. Guides it out of the zone ahead towards Pepper. He absorbs a hit, but he's able to dump it in on goal. And it's going to be held there by Bartel. Nice play there by Liam Pepper, taking the hit to make the play. And get the puck into a favorable area. Now Pepper having a little bit of a chat at the Concordia bench after taking that hit. Offensive zone face-off win for DePaul. Pepper had a stick checked. Verlinski fishing for the puck. And it's dug out of there by Castle. Turned it over to Selvaggi. And Pepper knocked over Castle. Meanwhile, the puck taken out of there. And now here's Emmy with speed into the DePaul zone. Chuck Emmy forced wide of the goal. Good hustle there by Platt. But then as he was coming back to make the defensive play, lost his balance and took out the DePaul net. I'll have to get it back on the pegs, and we'll have a face-off inside the DePaul zone. Almost 6 minutes gone by. Still scoreless here at Johnny's West. Face-off controlled by Concordia. They get it deep. Centering pass. Skipped through the crease. Nobody was home. Concordia stays on the attack. Here's Emmy trying to shake loose of Platt. Emmy still with it. Platt with a good poke check. Took it away. It's rolled up the boards towards Selvaggi. He's able to get it out. But Concordia quickly retrieving. Reinke. Now Castle. Steps by Martirano, then chips it past Fortune. Emmy touched it right back to Castle. Chases to the corner. Castle looking to center. Taken away by Wankel. Shot it up the boards. Fortune trying to get it out. He could not. Here's a chance in front. Castle put it across, and that was Wilderman trying to tuck it home, and Hetman able to get it with the glove. After not getting much going on their power play, Concordia with a couple of good looks here in the last couple of shifts. Still pretty early on, 13-12 to go. Long shot, they score through a screen. It's Connor Corlett, the big defenseman, just let a wrister go from the point. And leading the celebration line is McCarthy Clark. He might have gotten a stick on it to tip the puck home. And it's 1-0 Concordia. We'll find out in a minute who gets credit for that goal, but either way, the Falcons strike first. Puck is shot in, and icing is the whistle. Offensive zone draw here for DePaul. Margarano tries to win it forward. It's batted out of there. DePaul has to regroup. Cheka off the boards to Taylor. Chips it on ahead to Margarano, trying to center. Pass was not within reach of Fortune, who was also well covered there. Now back the other way. It's Malik with a shot, and it's redirected up out of play. Good stick there by Marco Cheka to send it out of play. Lots of whistles here in the early going. Face off out to the right of Hetman, won by DePaul. It was a pretty quiet first period last night as the two teams played scoreless hockey, and then it was all Concordia in the second period. They took a 3-1 lead into the third. That's when DePaul started to battle their way back into the game. We got another penalty coming up here. Now Zimmerman and Almberg pushing and shoving. And let's see what the officials' call is. It's going to be Zimmerman to the box for DePaul. And it looks like a check from behind. It is a minor penalty. 2-minute power play here for Concordia. 12:06 to go. They are 0 for 1 with the man advantage so far, but they do have the lead, looking to double it. And the Falcons win the faceoff. Here's Wilderman from the point. Sends it down low. Almberg around to Castle. Castle, left circle. Emmy able to keep the play alive. Castle had it poked away from him. Now Emmy to Almberg. Puck jumped off his blade. Centers it, though. Now here's Chuck Emmy. Holds, shoots off the crossbar. Emmy's got it again. Dishes it off. Wilderman the shot. Blocked in front. Rolled on goal. Poked in the net. They score. It's a power play goal for Concordia, and they make it 2-0. The initial shot was blocked in front. But as it slid towards the goal, it looked like it was Wilderman who poked it home. And all of a sudden, it's 2-0 Falcons with 11:26 to go here in the first. And now the Concordia power play is 1 for 2. They go right back in on the attack after winning the The draw at center ice. Morano with a quick shot on goal, and it's held onto by Max Hetman. Winning the race to that puck was A.J. Kulikowski, threw it off the side of the goal. Now another try for DePaul. That went off the skate. Taken out of there by Concordia. Here comes Malik over the line with Clark. Lost the puck. Now battles in the corner with Eli Wonkel. Moved ahead to Smith. Now Ryan McMaster. Now Smith. His shot deflects and catches the glass. Falcons able to clear the zone. Platt takes it and dumps it right back in. Both teams completing line changes here. And the CUW moves ahead with the puck. Buens will flip it in, cross corner. Quickly broken out of there by the Demons. Salvaggi leading the rush, left wing. Puts it to the middle, broken up there by Judge. DePaul able to win the puck back. One-timer deflects wide. Off the stick of Salvaggi. DeJulio had the one-time blast. Cleared back to center. DePaul dumping it right back in. About halfway through this first period, 2-0. Concordia. Lead pass to Castle. He'll dump it in, trying to get it into an area for Emmy. It took a weird bounce and just skipped towards the crease where it was covered up there by Max Hetman. 9:16 to go here, first period. Goals by Clark and Wilderman unofficially have it 2-0. Did not get official announcements on those goals, but it looked like it was Clark and Wilderman tucking those in for the Falcons. Now here's Martirano. He shoots. He missed the net. Rolls all the way to center for Emmy. Looking for Castle. Broken up by Taylor. Falcons have to regroup. Emmy will dump it in. Chayka shoots it off the boards. Not out. Now Wonkel's got it. He'll chip it out to center. But taken right back by Concordia, who has had the better of the neutral zone play. Here's Wilderman now. He shoots, he scores! Garrett Wilderman walked right into the slot and snapped a wrister by Hetman, blocker side. And it's a 3-0 lead for Concordia, as Wilderman, who just scored the goal, kind of leaning over in some pain. And he goes right off of the bench. I'm not sure if he took a slash or aggravated something as he shot the puck, but it was a good, clean shot to beat the goaltender. And now it's 3-0. Little less than 8 minutes to play in the first period, and it's been all Concordia, as DePaul has not really been able to get much possession time. It's even when they've disrupted things for Concordia, the Falcons have done a nice job of regrouping in the neutral zone. Not allowing DePaul to get much going off the rush. Smith had it knocked away from him. Now Zizas towards Jaeger Zimmerman. The pass off his blade, shot right back into the DePaul zone. Pass nearly turned over across ice, but it got to McMaster, who will lead it ahead. He'll chip and chase now into the Concordia zone. O'Malley is there first, trying to get it out. Kept in Wonkel. Long shot, misses the net. Now Concordia able to get it out. Could have an odd man rush. Here's Cicerello in all alone. He scores! Rocco Cicerello broke loose after one of the Falcons made a really nice play right in front of the DePaul bench along the wall. Nice little chip pass out to the middle. Cicerello was there to scoop it up. And at 13:15 of the first period, it's 4-0 Falcons. Puck chopped out of the zone. And that's Judge for Concordia, moving it ahead to Almberg. Chased down by Selvaggi, but Concordia moves it the other way. This pass misses, and it's an icing against the Falcons. .6:22 to go in period one. DePaul looking to answer back. Cut into the big lead that the visitors have opened up. Taylor, long shot, blocker saved by Bartel. Another long shot, that one from DeJulio, missed the net, hitting the side of the goal. DeJulio carries it in. Dropped it off for Taylor. Back to DeJulio. Trying to put it towards the front, but that was blocked. Bouncing puck in behind the Concordia net. Judge steered it ahead to Buens. And back to Judge. A high flip. Castle's going to get to it. He shoots. And a save there by Hetman. And he gives no rebound. 5:28 to go here in the first. 4-0 Concordia. Face off in the DePaul zone. Won by the Falcons. Ranke fanned on it. Got some help from Wilderman. His shot deflects just wide. Chipped off the glass and down. This is going to roll the length. Icing the call. Stopping the clock at 5:11 left to go. Face off to the left of Hetman. And off the draw. Falcons win another puck. Ranke with a long shot. That's blocked. Ranke with another try. Sends it wide. Falcons keep the pressure on. Battle at the circle. Anderson trying to keep it in. Got some help from Garrett Wilderman. He couldn't get by Kulikowski, who makes a good defensive play and tries to lead the rush the other way. Now Smith with a shot. He fired it wide. Off the glass, it comes all the way out to Castle. 2-on-2 the other way. Could be a 3-on-2 here. Castle gave it to Wilderman, then to Emmy. Slipped it to Ranke. Across. One-timer. Score! What a great passing play. And Concordia makes it 5-zip. It's Tommy Castle, who did not get all of that one-timer, but got enough of it to lift it past Hetman. And it's a 5 spot here in the first for Concordia. Nice pass there by Ranke. And it should be Chuck Emmy getting the other assist on that one. Long shot. Kicked out of there by Hetman. Pardon me, we have a goaltending change as Kyle Teskowitz is in there now for the Blue Demons as Hetman's day is done. And Teskowitz is going to head to the bench. Delayed call. Long shot there from DeJulio, covered up there by Bartel. And DePaul is going to get a much-needed power play as they trail 5-0 here late in the first. O'Malley is going to the penalty box. It's a slash. And DePaul to their first power play of tonight's game. Here's the draw. Demons control the puck. Here's Taylor to DeJulio. Martirano, quick pass. That off of a skate. Now back to the point. DeJulio over to Taylor. To the middle, and it went off the blade of Kulikowski, who was trying to one-time it on goal. Just couldn't get that on target. Now Castle made a good play, bumping Taylor off the puck. This will force DePaul to regroup from their own zone. Martirano moved it ahead. Fortune couldn't find Kulikowski. Now Cicerello, he shoots. Saved by Teskowitz. Now Bartel will clear it himself. Wait, that's held in there by Cheka, just keeping it in on the line. Another keep in, Marco Cheka. He shoots. They score! Marco Cheka sent it through a screen, and DePaul's on the board. Power play goal. Cheka with a couple of nice keep-ins at the line. Gives himself an opportunity to send it on goal. Looked like it was Fortune screening the goaltender. Power play goal makes it 5-1. And DePaul has a little bit of life here in the first. Still a long way to go. And right back the other way, they score. It's Clark. McCarthy Clark took a hot pass in the middle of the ice and had plenty of room to shoot. And just 13 seconds after DePaul got on the board, it is right back to a 5-goal lead for Concordia, as it's McCarthy Clark who's going to have his second of the game to make it 6-1 Falcons. Here's DeJulio. Had it batted off of his stick. Bouncing puck at center ice. Taken by Pepper. Playing it back. DeJulio from behind his own net. DePaul having trouble breaking it out. Turned it over. Anderson a long shot. That's blocked in front. Anderson with it again. His pass picked off. Then sent ahead to Pepper. Liam Pepper. 1 against 3. Looking for some help. Now 4 players battle for it in the near corner Concordia zone. 1.5 minutes to go here in the first. Anderson comes away with the puck. Ranke gets the line, and he'll shoot it in. Chayka is there first. He'll reverse it back to the near side wall. Smith will send it all the way down. This is icing against DePaul. Face off in the Blue Demons zone. And DePaul wins the draw. Platt's got it. Now Smith. Tried a bank pass off the boards. That was broken up by Corlett. DePaul gets it back. McMaster tried a shot, put it just wide. Now McMaster in down low trying to center. His pass is blocked off. Cicerello is there. He'll lob it out to center. Less than a minute to go here in the first period. Corlett put it up the boards, then got a return pass. Concordia trying to get it out. Good pinch by DeJulio to keep the pressure on in the offensive zone. Smith battling there with Corlett. Corlett up ahead to Castle. In over the line. Knocked off his stick by DeJulio. Down to 8 seconds left. Here's Emmy into the zone. Chuck Emmy fighting to the goal. And a save by Teskowitz with a stick. And the rebound cleared to the boards. Buzzer sounds. Ending period 1. And Kyle Teskowitz a little bit slow to get up. He is still down in his crease. And hopefully he's all right as his teammates come over to check on him. And it looks like he's going to get back up to his skates on his own. But a rough first period for the home side as Concordia scores 6 times and has a 6-1 lead over DePaul after 20 minutes. McCarthy Clark with a pair of goals. Garrett Wilderman with a goal. And it was Cicerello, Morano, and Castle scoring the others for Concordia. DePaul's lone goal coming on the power play from Marco Chayka. And that is your scoring recap. 6-1 at the end of the first period. Concordia leads. You're watching DePaul hockey here on the DePaul Hockey Network. Teams are making their way back out onto the ice ahead of period number 2 here at Johnny's Ice House West. Chris Dubiel here with you on the DePaul Hockey Network. Bridget Ryan and Allie Zizas, part of our broadcast crew, bringing you this afternoon's game. So far, it's all Concordia. They lead 6-1 with 20 minutes completed. DePaul will try to bounce back here in period 2. They showed a lot of fight in last night's game, erasing 3-1 and 4-3 deficits. But it was Concordia eventually winning that game in overtime last night. As we are back underway, start of the second period as Concordia controls. Here's Emmy, a sliding block there by Platt. Nice play by Seth Platt. He comes away with the puck, chips it out to center. Allenberg will dump it right back in. Emmy is tripped up. This is going to be another penalty against DePaul. And third power play of the game comes up here for Concordia. They're already 1 for 2 with the man advantage. Just a tough break there for Seth Platt. Just trying to defend with his stick. He trips up Emmy, and he heads to the box with the tripping minor. Falcons with their third power play. And they win the faceoff, but Fortune is able to jump up and poke it away. Now he's into the zone one-on-one against Wilderman. Fortune is in. He shoots, and he sent it wide. He was able to get by Wilderman, but just got a little bit wide of the cage and was off balance as he was shooting it. Here's Castle. Castle walking in. He shoots, and a save by Teskowitz. Wilderman with it. Moved it across. Pass was at the skates of Castle. Now Wilderman's got it again. Across to Emmy. He shoots. He scores. Power play goal. Chuck Emmy. 59 seconds into the period. And Concordia strikes again. 7-1. And for Chuck Emmy, that's his 7th goal in the last 3 games after back-to-back hat tricks his last 2 times out. Falcons have been automatic here today. And they'll bring the puck right back into the DePaul zone after winning the faceoff. Here's Morano with a long shot. Missed the net. Off the carom, hacked towards the goal by Clark. Couldn't get it on net. Now here's Chayka with it. Banks it off the boards out to center. O'Malley is there to pick it off. Now Malik tried to pass it ahead to Morano, but couldn't touch the puck as Concordia was still tagging up on the offside. Funny bounce, finds Zimmerman. Dished it off to Zork. His shot blocked. Malik took it away, moved it ahead to Morano. Morano 1 against 2, trying to squeeze through a couple. Had it knocked away from him. Now Malik trying to win the puck. Came out to the middle, and Eli Wankel's got it. Put it ahead to Zimmerman, jumped off his stick, and down into the Concordia zone. Zimmerman gave it to McMaster, centered it, and that one was blocked and sent out of there by Connor Corlett. Long pass, missed its intended target. No icing, though, against DePaul. Rolled up the boards towards Buens. Now O'Malley. His pass missed, and it goes the length for icing. 2.5 minutes into the second period at 7-1. Concordia, who is now 2 for 3 on the power play after that power play goal by Chuck Emmy. Puck sliding into the DePaul zone. Buens had it knocked off of his stick. McMaster with it. Gave it to Smith. He turned it over to Judge, who will just send it back deep. DePaul able to break out of the zone this time. It's McMaster into the zone with Smith. Garrick Smith trying to give it back to McMaster. Around the boards, Platt is able to keep it in. Got it deep to McMaster. Smith. Now McMaster battling with Cicerello. And Cicerello took the puck away. Cicerello shooting it in. Neutral zone pass stolen away by Emmy. And now it's Castle into the zone. He shoots, missed the net. That one came all the way down into the Concordia zone. A hard snapshot there by Castle off the glass. Now Wilderman into the DePaul zone. He goes 1-against-2. One-timer by Emmy as the puck was knocked loose. And a save by Teskowitz. He holds it. 16:03 to go here in the second period. And a face-off in the DePaul zone now. Off the draw, it's sent all the way down. No icing. So Bartel plays it around the boards. Now Verlinski fishing for the puck against Wilderman. Put it in deep. Anderson gets to it first. He's under pressure from two Blue Demons, but he got the puck out to safety, and now it's Emmy ahead for Castle. Castle had his play broken up. Quick regroup here by Concordia. They've been good at that today. If DePaul kills one play, Concordia, a lot of the times, has gone right back in the attack, and a nice chance there for Tyler Ranke. A good glove save there by Teskowitz. Rebound to the corner. One-timer in front, Emmy, and Teskowitz makes a good save. Couple of really good chances there for Concordia. As I was just mentioning that if DePaul makes a good defensive play, clears the zone, Concordia has been very good at retrieving the puck at neutral ice, regrouping to get onside, and going right back in on the attack. As they have just been coming at the Blue Demons in waves all afternoon. And the 6-goal lead reflects that. Here's O'Malley up ahead for Morano, and it jumped off his stick. Sliding on goal, covered up there by Teskowitz. Off the draw, it's picked up by Fortune. Ahead, trying to get past O'Malley. Now Taylor with a shot, saved by Bartel. Malik had it, lost it, then got some help from Clark. Back to Malik over the line. Trying to center. Here's Clark spinning, and he tried to feed it back, but play was broken up. Then a shot from the point. O'Malley missed the goal. And trying to keep it in was Corlett. Puck deflects up over the glass and out of play. Face-off will be out to the left of Kyle Teskowitz. And a draw one by DePaul. Played up the boards to Zork. He's able to get it out. Race to the puck. Zizas. Almberg got to it first, but turned it over to Zimmerman. Here's a shot. That's blocked by Judge. Jaeger Zimmerman's got it. Had it stolen away. Judge will chip it into the DePaul zone. Him and Wonkel chase after the puck to the corner. Poked free to the middle of the ice and cleared out of there by DePaul. They get it back all the way down into the Concordia zone. They'll have to play it as it was sliding on goal. Blue Demons regrouping in their own zone. Flip to the line, not out. Now here's Emmy winning the puck. Then it rolled away from him off the skate of Zimmerman. Then Zork trying to lift the stick of Emmy took him down. It's another penalty against DePaul. This time it's a hooking call. And a lethal Concordia power play goes back to work. They're already 2 for 3. And now they're going to get another look here. 13:17 to go in the second period. And here's the draw. Played up the boards. Wilderman kept it in. Long shot, pad save, another try, and another pad stop by Teskowitz. He stopped Wilderman, then Castle. DePaul trying to clear it, and it's fired out of play. Faceoff's going to stay inside the DePaul zone. 15 seconds elapsed on the penalty. 13:02 to go here in the second. DePaul wins the faceoff, and Smith is able to clear it all the way down. Here's Castle, able to get around McMaster. Castle into the zone. Forced wide by Smith. Castle to the point. One-timer Wilderman deflected wide. Rolled towards the net, and covering it up is Teskowitz. Good job there by Platt to tie up the stick of Michael Anderson, who was fishing for that loose puck. $12:33 to go here in the second. 1:16 left on the penalty. And here's the draw. Coming away with it was Morano. His shot blocked. Morano's got it again and had his stick lifted. Good effort there by Taylor. And he took the puck away and clears it all the way down. Looked like Morano was going to have a great chance in front until Josh Taylor was able to reach in and tie up the stick. Miscue from Concordia allows DePaul to clear it once again. Racing to the puck. Murderano's going to get there. And Taylor trying to chip it deep. Battling with Morano, who's able to send it ahead to Malik. Now Cicerello lost the puck, and it's cleared out of there by DePaul. Long pass from the goaltender Bartella to Malik. Cross ice. Judge has to slow up and then dump it in. It's pass a little bit behind him. DePaul able to break it out. Here's Martirano with Taylor in shorthanded. Lost the puck to Emmy. Emmy back the other way. It's a 3-on-2. Emmy shoots, and he missed the net. Bouncing puck in behind the DePaul net as the Demons come back to full strength. Cleared to the line, but not out. O'Malley kept it in. Emmy looking to make a play, centered it, rolls all the way to the point. O'Malley swept it in front for Castle, who was looking for Malik, but he couldn't connect. Malik swept it down low. Here's a shot and a save by Teskowitz. Turnaround try, and that hit a skate. And DePaul finally able to clear it to center. Here's Zork trying to get by O'Malley, but he moved it ahead. O'Malley, 2-on-1 with Emmy. Castle, I should say, took the shot. Tommy Castle had Emmy going to the net. Tried to fire it past Teskowitz, who made a good save and held it. 10:33 to go here in the second. 7-1 Concordia. DePaul wins the faceoff. Here's Zimmerman trying to settle a bouncing puck. Got some help there from Zizas. Cicerello got it and shot it into the DePaul zone. Flat to DeJulio. He's checked there by Cicerello. Zizas trying to help out and win that puck. And Neitzel is down there as well for Concordia, digging for it. And finally, the Blue Demons able to clear it back to center. O'Malley will just dump it right back in. Now Platt, long bank pass to Zork. He'll flip it in. Loose puck in the middle. Corlett got rid of it. He was knocked over by Fortune. Now a pass hit a skate. It's taken away by Martirano. Long shot is handled by Bartel. He holds for the whistle. Stopping play with 9:27 to go here in the second period. Face off in the Concordia zone. See if DePaul can get something going. It has been quiet from the Blue Demons for most of this game. They did have the power play goal late in the first, but have not been able to build off of that. Here's a chance. Taylor shoots, rebound. They score! Taylor took the shot. Martirano was right there at the doorstep to tap it in. And there's a little bit of life from the Blue Demons. 7-2. It'll be Martirano's goal, assisted by Taylor. And let's see if this can be a jumping off point for the home team. McMaster wins the faceoff, and it's sent right down into the Concordia zone. About halfway through this hockey game, Concordia leads 7-2. Here's Castle, dumping it into the DePaul zone. Emmy bumped into in the corner by Verlinski. Held in at the line by Anderson. Now Emmy with a shot, sailed it high. Held in Anderson, long shot is blocked. Lob to the line, kept in by Ranke. Kulikowski was looking for Smith, but Wilderman kept it in. Emmy trying to center, had it picked off, and finally DePaul clears it, but it's going to slide the length, and icing is the call. Stopping play with 8:19 to go here in the second. Face off in the Blue Demons zone. McMaster against Castle for the draw. Swept to the corner. Put in front. Bounces around through a maze of legs. Now Wilderman's got it. Anderson to Emmy. Turns. Dishes it off to Ranke. Looking to center. That's off a skate. Justin Verlinski sliding in the way of that one. And it was played ahead to Castle, who touched the puck when he was offside. The whistle stops play once again. This will bring the draw just outside the Concordia zone as a little bit of confusion as DePaul wanted to make a line change but did not do it quickly enough. So the same group stays out there. McMaster wins the draw. Chayka shot it in. Bartel will tee it up there for Anderson. He's under pressure from Smith. Anderson with it again. Played it to Emmy. Lobbed it on for Castle. Castle crosses the line. Gave it to Emmy. He shoots, and a save by Teskowitz. Good look there for Concordia. And one of their top scorers had it in a dangerous position. Teskowitz made the save before the net was knocked loose. Not a whole lot of flow to this second period. We've had a lot of whistles, whether it be icing, offsides, puck out of play, net coming off the pegs. It's lots of stop and go hockey. The faceoff will be just outside the DePaul zone. Falcons control it. Bank pass, missed Skibby Slawinski. Now it's O'Malley looking to drop it off. Neitzel is checked. Puck comes through to the middle, and it's Wankel to Pepper. He'll flip it in. Skibby Slawinski trying to make a play. O'Malley's got it. Got it to the line. And then Cicerello gets it out. He's under pressure. Got some help from Neitzel, who chips it into the DePaul zone. Puck reversed by Cheka to Wankel. And Pepper able to clear the zone. This will roll all the way towards Bartel, who will play it. Both teams changing players. Here's Clark. McCarthy Clark walks in, shoots, and he sent it wide. Morano trying to fight through a check. Morano still has the puck, pushes it towards the goal. Saved by Teskowitz. Rebound is loose. Zork able to clear to center. Clark to Morano. Malik back to Morano. Puck put up the boards. O'Malley kept it in. Dishes to Morano. Morano trying to elude checkers, gives it to O'Malley, then across to Corlett. His shot deflected high. Keeping control, Concordia. Clark. Got some help from Corlett. Long shot. Knocked away by Teskowitz. I'm not sure he got a good look at that shot. Malik is knocked down as he tried to drive to the middle. Turnaround shot there from Clark. Or check that, Morano. And another try from Morano. Gobbled up there by Teskowitz. He holds for the whistle. Really dominant shift there from Concordia. But Teskowitz and the Blue Demons able to hang in there. 5:21 to go here in this second period. Face-off in the DePaul zone is knocked to the boards. Picked up there by Castle. Back to Judge at the point. Mishandled it at the point, and it gets out. Here's Taylor, 2-on-1 with Fortune. Taylor around a sliding defenseman, has to hold. Taylor got it back from Martirano, looking for Fortune, and he couldn't get it home. Taken away now by Concordia. It's Castle. To Emmy. Emmy fires, and he missed the net. Taylor will get to it, trying to get by the defenseman. Got some help from Martirano, who will make an area pass towards Fortune. Fires it off the boards, and a save by Bartel. And the goaltender clears it himself. Racing back after it, Seth Platt. Platt took it back from DeJulio. Long pass looking for Smith. Missed him. Rolls all the way on goal. And Bartel's going to have to hold it. Good hustle there from Anthony Martirano to get to the net first and force the goaltender to hold it. This sets up an offensive zone faceoff for DePaul with 4:27 to go in the second period. And a faceoff win for Concordia. Ranke trying to get it out. He will. Got some help from Castle. Castle around the defense. to the front of the net. He was looking for Wilderman, but the saucer pass didn't land. And back the other way, DePaul chips it in. Anderson pestered there by McMaster. Smith puts it around the boards to the near corner. Off the boards, Emmy came away with the puck. Emmy couldn't get by Chayka. And DePaul clears to center. Here is Reinke. Sends it to Anderson. Dropped it to Emmy, back to Anderson. Now Cicerello in behind the DePaul net. Carries to the circle. Sends it across. The late man shoots. And a save by Tuskowitz. Coming right off the bench there was Evan Neitzel. And he got himself in a good position to shoot. Snapped it on goal, but Kyle Tuskowitz with a good save. 3:17 remaining here in period 2. Concordia leads 7-2. 6 of their goals coming in the first period. Centering pass for Neitzel behind him. Couldn't get the shot on goal. O'Malley kept it in and put it deep. Little touch pass towards Buens was blocked. O'Malley pressuring again. Sent it towards the goal but missed. And the net knocked loose once again. And another stoppage in play. This will stay inside the DePaul zone with just under 3 minutes to play here in the second period. This time the Blue Demons win the faceoff. DeJulio under pressure from Neitzel. Put it up the boards to Zork. Zork gave it up to O'Malley. DeJulio with it. Able to sidestep the pressure. And Zork moved it over to Zimmerman. Jaeger Zimmerman lowers the shoulder trying to get to the net. Tried to dish it for Zork, but the pass a little off the mark. And that has seemed to cause a lot of problems for DePaul. The pass is just missing by a hair, and that's all it takes to throw a team out of sync and allow the other team to make plays and have possession of the puck. Pass intercepted by Buens, rolled it up the boards. It won't get out. Good keep by Platt. Put it in front, tipped on goal, and Skibby Slewinski just missed the net. Now another try in front. Pepper with a shot. What a save. Rebound chance just slid wide of the post. One-timer and another save. Bartel with his best stretch of the game. Now we got a delayed call coming up. And the whistle sounds. DePaul player is down. Skibby Slewinski looked to take a really bad cross-check behind the goal. Play was blown dead as DePaul touched the puck, though I'm wondering if they're going to take a player from each side. We're going to find out in a second here. Tuskowitz was on his way to the bench for the extra attacker. Referees will talk. This looks like it's going to be a DePaul power play. And it is going to be Nolan O'Malley to the box for cross-checking. 1:47 to go. DePaul goes on their second power play of the game. They're 1 for 1. And here's the faceoff. Won by Concordia, but they can't clear. DeJulio to Taylor. He shoots. Oh, and he just missed the net. Good look at the net from Josh Taylor, but he just missed the far post. Blue Demons getting organized here as they enter the zone. DeJulio turns at the circle and gave it back to Taylor, then to DeJulio again. Josh Taylor, defended by Morano. DeJulio for Anthony Martirano, putting it towards the goal, deflected off of Fortune and just wide of the net and cleared out of there by Concordia. Less than a minute to go here in the second period. DePaul would love to chip into this Concordia lead with another power play goal before the break. Into the zone, Taylor pushed off the puck by Castle. Cicerello's got it. He's able to get it to center. Kulikowski taking it back. Now Cheka, 30 seconds to go in period two. Judge disrupting the play. Runs into Zimmerman. Judge getting some help from Cicerello now, who rolled it back towards Almberg, but it jumped over his stick. Concordia content to waste a little bit of time here as time winds down in the second period. 8 seconds to go. DePaul trying for one last chance. That shot into their bench as the horn sounds. Ending play in period two. DePaul and Concordia each scoring just once in the second period, but the bad news for the home team, still trailing by 5, as it is 7-2 at the end of the second period. Concordia adding to their lead with a power play goal just 59 seconds into the period from Chuck Emmy, his 7th goal in the last 3 games. And DePaul finding the back of the net. It was Martirano assisted by Taylor at 10:49 of the second period. And no goal since then. 7-2 is the score after 40 minutes. Chris Dubiel here with you on the DePaul Hockey Network. We will take a break and bring it back for the third. Just about time to get the action going once again. Third period is about to start. Chris Dubiel here with you on the DePaul Hockey Network. Concordia leads this one 7-2 as we get ready to start the third. DePaul will have 12 seconds of carryover power play time with O'Malley in the box from the penalty he took in the second period. We'll see if DePaul can get something going here early in the third. Try to get themselves back into this hockey game. Tall mountain to climb, though, as they trail by 5. They were able to come back from a 2-goal deficit entering the third period last night on the road at Concordia. The Falcons eventually would win that one in OT. We're back underway here in the third as DePaul controls off the draw. Here's Martirano. He'll send it deep. Penalty over. Concordia back to full strength. It rolls all the way around the boards, and it's Emmy carrying it into the DePaul zone. He shoots. He just sent it wide. Then Castle trying to play the puck, lost an edge. And it's played back to the boards for Taylor and chipped out of there by Martirano. He pesters O'Malley, who gave up the puck. Touched along to Taylor by Fortune. Back to Martirano. He shoots. That's blocked by O'Malley. Michael Fortune dropped it back. DeJulio, he shoots. That's off a skate. Taylor with it again, trying to slip through a couple, but it's taken away by Castle. Castle centering it. Didn't connect. It's Fortune with the puck. Now here's Platt ahead for Taylor, who dumps it in. Wilderman goes cross ice for Emmy. Emmy over the line. He shoots. Bad save there by Tuskowitz, kicking out the left leg. All the way back out to the neutral zone. Regrouping are the Falcons. It's flipped into DePaul territory. Wankel up the boards for Zimmerman. Breaking it out ahead to Zork. Jumped off of his stick. Judge back to get it. Put it on the boards. Zizas couldn't pick it up. And then it's eventually sent all the way down into the DePaul zone. Goes the length for an icing against Concordia. Minute 46 gone by here in the third period. Draw will be in the Concordia zone to the right of the goaltender, Austin Bartell, who made a couple of huge stops late in the second period as DePaul was attacking. Around the boards, shot off the wall there by Malik. Tuskowitz will just hang on to it. Another whistle stopping play. This time we'll get a face-off in the DePaul zone. Cleared out of there. Rolling all the way into the Concordia zone. Reinke chasing after it. Good pressure here by Kulikowski. Trying to center. Bounced off in front and put just wide by Pepper. It hit the side of the goal and then still got into a favorable area for the Demons as Pepper was able to get to that puck. But he couldn't find the back of the net. Now Pepper with it again with a backhander. Stick save by Bartzel. Smith, his long shot didn't get on net. Finally able to clear it are the Falcons. It's Clark into the zone. Tripped up by Kulikowski, and Clark is down in pain. This is going to be a stoppage in play. Might be a penalty on Kulikowski, as it was a leg-on-leg collision with Kulikowski and McCarthy Clark. Didn't see an arm go up. But either way, this is tough for the Falcons as Clark is going to be helped off of the ice. He's not able to put much weight on that left leg. The faceoff is going to be in the neutral zone, just outside the Concordia zone. No penalty on the play. We'll skate 5-on-5 as Clark is helped to the bench. Back underway here in the third period. 2 minutes gone by, or 3 minutes gone by, I should say. There's Cicerello with it. He'll get it deep. Neitzel to it first. Puck taken away by Fortune. Played up there by Chayka towards Taylor, but just out of his reach. O'Malley turned it over. Here's Martirano cutting in. Couldn't get a shot away as O'Malley hung with him. DePaul trying to create some havoc in the offensive zone. Long pass back to the point. Out of the reach of Chayka. DePaul's going to have to come all the way back and regroup. Now here is Chayka. Long pass towards Zimmerman. No icing as he's able to get to the puck first at the end boards. And then Judge took it away and lifted it out. Platt cut it off at center. And now he'll chip and chase into the Concordia zone. Castle comes to take it away. Looking for Emmy. Pass is knocked out of the air and stolen here by DeJulio, who will flip it down ice. Zimmerman with it. Carries through center. Got some help there from Zork. He's pushed to the boards by Nolan Judge. In deep, Almberg puts it up the boards to Wilderman. His backhand pass will be stolen away now by DeJulio. Centering pass, off a skate in front, then rolls in on goal. Teskowitz able to cover it up. 14:57 to go here in the third. Still 7-2 in favor of Concordia. Off the draw. Good scoring chance there for Morano. He hit the side of the goal. Now he put it in front. Malik dished it off. Ranky. Big save by Teskowitz. Loose puck scooped out of there by Marco Chayka. He leads the rush into the Concordia zone. Goes hard into the end boards and lost the puck. And now they come back the other way. White will shoot it in. Kurlinski, he's checked by Malik. Then White gets to the puck. Pushed off of it by Smith. Rolled up the boards. Ranky keeps it in. Got it back deep to Malik, trying to center. And that deflects to the slot. Carried ahead by Kulikowski. Trying to give it to Taylor. Pass just off the mark. Ranky with it behind the net. Able to elude Kulikowski and then get it out ahead to Morano. But a steal now. And Taylor will just dump it back into the zone, but a whistle and an offsides against DePaul. And it'll come back the other way. Actually, this is an icing call. DePaul coach Sean Hammond yelling "How" from the bench as he thought Taylor was at center. I thought he was at center as well. I thought this whistle was for an intentional offside, but it appears that icing was the call there. Blue Demons control off the draw, put up the boards. Corlett trying to keep it in, then DePaul on the clearing attempt puts it out of play. Faceoff will stay inside the Blue Demons zone to the left of Teskowitz with 13:28 to go here in the third. Pass intended for Kulikowski's picked off. And Cicerello lost the puck. Kulikowski dishing it along to Marco Selvaggi. He'll shoot it in. Loose puck, Skippy Slawinski centered it. Pepper with the shot. That's off a leg. Good scoring chance there for DePaul, but a good shot block by the Falcons. They had men in front. Another centering try. That's picked off by Corlett. Up the boards, picked off by Buens. Now Buens with a steal, trying to center. Good kneeling block there by Platt. Wilderman battles with Pepper along the boards. Came free to Selvaggi, trying to put it in behind the DePaul goal. And was swept up in front there. Now a launch shot from the point, misses the net. Lifted off the glass, and that went above the glass and out of play. .12:05 to go here in the third, still 7-2. Face-off win. Here's Emmy with a shot, and that hit the glass. Now it's Pepper for DePaul, leading it ahead to Selvaggi. He was tripped up, and it's going to be a penalty against Concordia. DePaul, 1 for 2 on the power play, will go to the man advantage for the third time in this game. It's Marco Cheka with the power play goal late in the first period to give DePaul their first goal of the game. That made the score 6-1, and then coming right back to add to the lead. That made the score 5-1. Then quickly, Concordia came right back 13 seconds later to make it 6-1. They got a chance shorthanded, but Emmy is offsides. He's arguing his case, but at least at full speed, that looked like an offside play. So this faceoff will be just outside the DePaul zone. Emmy had a shorthanded goal last night as part of a 3-goal night for Tenon White. Nearly had an opportunity to get another one. Puck is cleared all the way down by the Falcons. DePaul has to regroup from their own zone once again. Kulikowski trying to outrace Emmy. Emmy stole the puck away. Emmy 1 against 2. Immediately lost it to DeJulio. Another turnover. Here's Wilderman. He shoots and misses the net. DePaul discombobulated on this power play, having trouble getting out of their own zone. Another turnover. It's Emmy with a shot and gobbled up there by Teskowitz. He holds for the whistle. And just 48 seconds left on this power play, and DePaul hasn't had a shot yet. and they spent a lot of time in their own end. 10:40 to play here in the third. Face-off win by Zimmerman. And DePaul will try and get organized here in their own zone. Zork moves ahead with the puck. Gains the zone, then puts it deep. Ranke will get to it first. He's under pressure from Smith and Zizas. And taken away by Ranke and cleared all the way down. Final 15 seconds of the power play here for DePaul as Chayka gives it to Zork. Goes cross ice for Jaeger Zimmerman. Centering it. That's off the stick of Zizas. Smith trying to play the puck. Lost it to the corner. Concordia back to full strength. And off the wall, coming away with the puck is McCarthy Clark. Good to see him back on the ice after he was shaken up after a leg-on-leg collision. And then Clark with a jab at Zimmerman, and then Wankel comes in with a cross check. And then Malik going right after him. I think we're going to have a couple of penalties here as the referees want to keep this game under control with 9.5 minutes left. Usually when you have a lopsided score, there's always the risk that the game can devolve into a little bit of chaos with teams taking liberties after the whistle. So these are going to be 2-minute minors. And we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey here for the next 2 minutes. Face-off win by Concordia. Corlitt's shot. Stick save by Teskowitz. So Wankel and Malik both going to the box. Taylor has it. Gives to DeJulio. Looking for Platt in the middle. The puck jumped away from him. Now it's Morano going the other way. Morano over the line. Looking to center. Pass deflected. Not out. Clark gave it to Morano. Turns and shoots. He scores! Dominic Morano with a turnaround shot. Snapped it by Teskowitz. And it's 8-2. 4-on-4 goal. And some nifty puck movement there by Concordia. And it's Morano who cashes in. Falcons win the faceoff. A minute 15 to go on the penalties that make this 4-on-4 situation. Corlitt back to get the puck. O'Malley. Now Chayka ahead for Smith. Passing his skates. Jumped away from him. Taken away by Cicerello. Cicerello to Corlitt. He shoots. That's blocks. Pushed out of there by Chayka. He's hassling O'Malley, who lost an edge. Then Smith with a shot. Garrick Smith just put it wide. Gotten out of there by Concordia. Here's O'Malley one-on-one against Kulikowski. Nearly got by Kulikowski, but A.J. Kulikowski bumped him just enough to not allow him to get a good shot away, and Teskowitz able to poke it and cover up the puck. .751 to go here in the third period. A little bit of pushing and shoving after that whistle, but they quickly get separated and no additional penalties called. Here's Castle winning the puck off the boards, trying to shot hit the side of the goal. Castle to Ulmberg, then back to the point for Judge. Then Emmy. Emmy stops and starts, cuts across, shoots, saved by Teskowitz. Rebound, steered out of there by the Demons. Penalties are over. We go to 5-on-5 hockey again. Now Zimmerman rolled it ahead to Zork, trying to sidestep a check from Judge. Castle gets to the puck. Allenberg ahead to Wilderman. Then Emmy, his shot blocked by Dogala. That one stung him on the skate. Allenberg will dump it in. Less than 7 minutes to go here in the third. As DePaul trying to get the puck out of the zone. Zimmerman colliding with Reinke. Scrum along the wall in front of the DePaul bench. Selvaggi comes up with the puck. He's knocked down. Now here's Wilderman. He'll dump it in. Chayka on the puck. Delayed call against DePaul. Shot on goal and a save by Teskowitz. He holds. And away from the puck, it appears somebody was tripped up. Tripping is the call. And Marco Selvaggi will go to the box for 2 minutes. Concordia power play is 2 for 4 today. And we'll get another look with the man advantage. 50-50 puck off the draw. It's fished out of there. Put on net by Malik and a save by Teskowitz. And we'll do it again as he freezes the puck. Face-off win, this time cleanly by Morano. He's got it again. Morano dishes off to Clark. He shoots. Stick save by Teskowitz. And it is ruled that the puck went out of play after the save by Teskowitz. So we get a stoppage and another offensive zone draw here for the Falcons. 6:07 to go, third period. And Concordia controls again. Here's Clark. Sends it over to Judge. He shoots. That one fought off there by Teskowitz. Now Clark again. Return pass. Now it goes to the point for Morano. Trying to spin away from Pepper. Pass goes to Clark. Quickly across to Judge. Back to Morano. Fires a shot. Just missed the net. And it Karam's on goal. Batted out of there by Teskowitz. Wraparound try, missed the goal. And finally, Liam Pepper finds a loose puck and clears it out of there. 1 minute to go on the power play. Concordia quickly back in with Judge. Trying to feed it to Malik. Picked off and cleared to center. Here's Castle. Over the line. One-on-one against Platt. Bumped off the puck. Good job by Seth Platt, but the puck not out. And Taylor able to knock it free finally. Wilderman regrouping at center. Taylor took it away, gave it to Platt, who fired it all the way. 30 seconds to go on the Concordia power play. Less than 5 minutes to play here in the third. 8-2 Concordia leads. Almberg shoots. That one was tied up by DeJulio. Now Wilderman, his shot blocked. Emmy controls, snaps it towards the goal, looking for a tip, but they didn't get it towards the net. And then this will jump over the stick of Wilderman and out to center. Penalty over, and DePaul able to get the successful kill. Emmy with a blast off the chest protector and finding it midair. Teskowitz able to scoop it with the glove and get the whistle with 4:12 remaining here in the third period. Now the draw will be out to the right of the DePaul net. And the Blue Demons win the draw. Slawinski turned it over to White. Now Panzer's trying to get it deep. White fighting his way to the middle. Lost it, and Corlitt's shot goes wide. DePaul trying to clear, couldn't get it out. That jumped over the line as Corlitt was trying to hold it in. Now DePaul can move the puck up ice. Kulikowski was short of center as it was chipped in. This is going to be icing against DePaul. Blue Demons control off the draw. Cheka able to escape and break it out of the zone himself. Marco Cheka into the attacking zone now. He shoots. That hit his own teammate, Smith, who is driving to the net. And Concordia moves back the other way. Here's Robbie White. He shoots. Oh, he hit the post. He had Teskowitz beat, but he drew iron. And then White shouldered to the ice by Smith. Now Radakovich trying to make a play. He's checked. Smith trying to get it out of there. Good pressure here from the Falcons. Now O'Malley will shoot. That's blocked by Garrick Smith. And finally, DePaul gets it out of the zone. 2:40 to go. Here's Corlitt. Got the scoring started. His shot through a screen was tipped home by McCarthy Clark. That was the first goal of the game, and Concordia hasn't looked back. Chance for Neitzel is stopped by Teskowitz. Centering pass comes all the way back to the point. Corlitt's shot deflects wide. And the puck squirts free to neutral ice. Pass intercepted there by Platt. Zork stripped of the puck by Almberg. Now Platt will dump it in. 2 minutes to play. Lead pass for Buens off his skate. Taken back by the Demons. And DePaul dumps it in. Bartel out to play it. Zimmerman banks it towards Martirano, who shoots it in. Taylor swept it to the corner. Zimmerman checked, got some help. Point shot kicked out of there by Bartel. Here's Almberg. Panzers to Radakovich, taken away by Verlinski. Moved it ahead to Taylor. Taylor looking to center. That pass off a skate. Less than a minute to go in this one. As Taylor centers, and it's broken up. Jumped out of the zone. And Morano's going to get to it. He gets by Cheka, who's now without a stick. Morano, trying to get to the net, has to turn wide with it. Centered it. Pass missed its intended target. And now Martirano to Taylor. Got Fortune going to the net. Fortune is in. He had his stick tied up, could never get a shot away. 30 seconds to go. And it's lobbed all the way down. Chance for Clark, trying to spin away from Platt. And then Dagala able to help out there and deny the shot. Pepper has it. 12 seconds to go. Across, Skibby Slawinski with a shot. Stick save by Bartel. He'll catch it and hold it. And all that's left is one final face-off with 5.5 seconds left in this one. It's a collective sigh as that puck was frozen with just 5.5 seconds left. Face-off win by DePaul. Shot gets blocked, cleared back to center. This will do it. A dominating victory by Concordia University, Wisconsin. The Falcons 8-2 winners this afternoon. And DePaul drops back-to-back games after starting 4-0. They lose an OT last night and then a pretty rough home loss here this afternoon. They will try and get back on track next weekend as they'll play a home-and-home against Roosevelt. Friday night, it'll be a home game for DePaul here at Johnny's West, and then they'll be at the Edge in Bensonville next Saturday at Roosevelt. Meanwhile, it'll be the next road trip stop for Concordia as they'll go to Lake Superior State for a pair of games. This was a first of 5 straight on the road for Concordia, and they get the road trip started with authority, winning 8-2 here at Johnny's West. Want to thank you for tuning in this afternoon for our broadcast crew of Bridget Ryan and Allie Zizis. My name is Chris Dubiel, thanking you for tuning in. Once again, the final score, Concordia 8, DePaul 2. We will see you next time on the DePaul Hockey Network.